Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options to Play video update. So, as we cruise through earnings season, we are getting plenty of big names, kind of some smaller names, a little bit of everything, right? And I guess one of maybe like the overarching themes that we're seeing so far this quarter is kind of like a smaller the smaller trading range post earnings, right? Like so, like kind of like a decrease in the overall level of volatility around reports. Certainly exceptions, always is every quarter, but just generally speaking, you're starting to see maybe like smaller trading ranges the following day, and that overall level of volatility a little bit lower, right? So that's why it's really important to really focus your attention on like the best, the quality setups, right? And for me, like doing those weekly earnings on the radar videos, I kind of have like a game plan already coming into the week, kind of what I'm looking at. And Peloton was definitely one that was high up on my radar. And just quickly going through it, I mean, I already have like the chart I kind of like mocked up with like the trend lines, but it was interesting for really like three reasons. So it was the holiday quarter, right? So for like kind of like a retail oriented stock, Peloton was going to be reporting the holiday numbers, right? Chart was fairly interesting too. So it's a newish IPO. The way these IPOs work is, if they have strong momentum, they tend to keep running. But if they like break support, they can really get hit. And you can see like the stock had really like a great move, pulled back, and was kind of like forming like kind of like a higher wedge, right? Like stuck underneath like 32.50, 33 area, and had this really clear like rising trend support line, right? So that's the second reason. It was a technical setup. And then the third reason, probably the most interesting of them, is that short interest, right? Very well documented. About 70, well, it depends on which outlet, but about say on average about 75% of the float was short, right? Depending on which outlet you use there. So with short interest that high, moves in either direction can really be magnified, right? I mean, you can see moves higher really squeeze, and then moves lower could really take a toll, right? Now the options were priced in at about 475, and the way I looked at it, it was like, it's like yes, last quarter it really didn't do a whole lot here, but like the combination of like those three things that I just talked about, kind of made a trade idea, in my opinion, like worth it because I thought that maybe if it was particularly good, particularly bad, you could see 7 to 10, right? So what happened was it was kind of mixed. So they beat the actual quarter, but the guidance going forward was below the street. Stock opened down, but what you'll notice is that it's hanging right around this like monthly uptrend, right? So it only moved like top to bottom about $4 or so. So it's priced in about 475. Only moved about four. So the strategy was a strangle, and it just didn't move enough to really reward that strangle. I mean, the strangle was took a hit because it didn't move enough, right? So now, like the way I approach this is, you basically, if it doesn't move enough the first day to get back at least 90% of the net debit, I try to hold, and then I'll give it like 2 to 3 days post earnings to see if it finds some direction, because sometimes these stocks, they'll, like the first day might not be a huge move, but then they'll get follow through like the next couple days as analysts weigh in, right? Maybe like traders or investors really start to take positions, right? So I'll be watching the Peloton, see maybe if there's follow through to the downside over like the next 2 days. But because these are shorter term options, you really got to kind of keep a close eye on it, like a short leash, because if it does start to reverse, shorter term options, higher theta, really would lose value pretty quick. So got to keep a close eye on it. But that's, like I said at the beginning, I mean, you have a game plan coming into the week. It can be a great setup, but doesn't always mean it works. And then kind of like how you manage it in the aftermath is almost as important as how you manage your winners, right? Because for every winner you get, there's probably going to be a loser too, and managing like the ones that don't work can really be very critical to like the long term success as a trader, right? Um, so if you have any questions about this Peloton trade, or about Peloton in general, or about any other trade ideas, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to hear from you. If you like these videos and you're looking for more information on options trading or more information on options education, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options in play. All right? Have a fantastic night, and I will talk to you